Tell somebody, mind your business. Look at somebody and say, mind your business and leave my business alone.
All right. We want you to tackle the week like a boss here with us at Mind Your Business Monday, your compass towards success. So we want you to level up your skills with entrepreneurs who have walked in your shoes and who want to share their wisdom in both personal and professional leadership development. So regardless if you're just starting out or already in the game, this is your compass towards success. So if you like how that sounds, scan the barcode, connect with us on all of our social media platforms, and don't forget to click the notification bell.
Okay, so we do recognize we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning, so you guys did not hear me, but we do welcome you to Mind Your Business Monday.
Welcome.
As always, every Monday night we're here at 7 o'clock. Mind Your Business Monday is brought to you by On Point Alliance, where we provide a diversified scope of services with fingerprinting at this time being our primary service. To learn more about those services and other services that we offer, scan the barcode at the top of the screen or just visit us at www.onpointalliance.com. So we are excited about this month of July that we have been gaining a lot of information with Brother James concerning property investments. And we're going to keep it going because we've been so excited to have him here with us. But before we get into it, we're going to go ahead and get our announcements out of the way.
All right. So we have a few announcements. So for those of you that's looking to start a business that's flexible, self-paced, has a low startup cost, you should consider fingerprinting. Like I always say, if you Google right now fingerprints near me, there's going to be a limited number of providers that's in your area. So that lets you know the demand for this particular service, regardless if you're in real estate, if you're trucking, if you're in insurance, if you're in immigration law, any reason that you got to get fingerprints, this is the industry that you want to consider to get into. So to learn more about our programs, you can scan that barcode. We'd love to talk to you about your options. All right. And then the next announcement we have, we're going to encourage those of you who have not gotten your copy of The Secret Recipes of an Overcomer, How to Transition from Defeat to Victory. This is an anthology where it's a total of 8 of us in this book, where these different authors talked about challenges that they have overcome. The authors are the actual recipes. So they share with you what was required for them to overcome the different challenges that they face. And then they give you the instructions on how to navigate through that space. Then there's an actual food recipe that's inspired by their story. You don't want to miss it. This is a one of a kind. This is the first hybrid of its kind. I'm still standing 10 toes down on that. Scan the barcode to get your copy today.
And then the inaugural book.
All right. Yes.
Encourage,
strengthen from within. I'll let you talk about it, Travis.
Basically, guys, it is a pretty book, but it is not for just for women because there's a pretty lady on the front and it's colorful. This is a book for all genders. This very encouraging book talking about challenging yourself to evaluate the issues of your heart, to assess the perceptions, motives, and intentions of what you say, quote unquote, you believe. Renew your mind through the word of God and embracing the real you. This book has been a blessing to many. Go ahead and let it be a blessing to you. Get your copy now.
Yeah, get your copy.
Get your
You
copy
won't
now.
be disappointed. All right. So
Also, go ahead and let them know how smart you are.
listen. So ask Arletha. Listen, I am working on something very special for you all. And to initiate this special offer, I'm doing a free 30-minute operation strategy discovery call. So this is anyone that's struggling with operations within their business. I can help you streamline your processes, implement systems, resolve conflict resolution, and more. To get your free discovery call schedule, go ahead, scan that barcode, get on the calendar, and let me see how I can help you get your life together and mind your business.
Quick, fast,
All
and
right.
and I hurry up.
And so we have one last announcement. Are we going to do that yet? I've been itching for this one, but okay, I'll wait.
You'll wait.
Whatever
Okay.
you say, you the boss.
I'm not the boss. You the boss.
You got the-
Well, I tell you what we're going to do is we're in good time. We're going to go ahead and we'll save it. And then
Okay.
we'll go ahead and bring Mr. James Morris on in so that we can get this road on the show. How's it going, Sir James?
Great. How you guys doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's so good, man. It's so blessed. It's funny. Listen, we are so grateful and appreciative of you that you have been hanging with us for the entire month of July.
Yes.
Helping us get our life together. And I want you to know right now that you have the information that you have been providing. It has given me such I'm so optimism is the word that's floating in my head. I am. It's like, and there are things that's already moving in that direction, and it's like just this a feeling of excitement that it's not too late. It's never too late to go ahead and get in and get the information that you can gain, and then put it to work. So you've been the reason for that, sir, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it.
Man, that means a lot.
Yes, sir. You've been here to, like Arletha said, helping us get our life together.
Listen, I can't wait till this course drop. Okay.
She gonna keep talking about that course.
I know. Somebody else asked me about it too. And I was like, all right, it has to happen then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I'm getting on your nerves. I'm that annoying sister. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
What we doing? Where is that? What's happening? So for those who have not had an opportunity to watch any of the previous episodes, just tell them a little bit about you, and then we can go ahead and jump on in.
All right. So I am James Morris. I work with financial responsible adults, and I try to show them a way how to use passive income to build generational wealth through the power of, number one, budgeting, being very intentional, and just having a plan. So I primarily did mine through real estate. So I try to show people that easy way, as my uncle showed me, is, hey, this is the easiest path of becoming a millionaire. And I'm just sharing my information with everyone because I'm very passionate about finances and real estate.
All right.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we are excited for your passion, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into some of these questions. Now, this is the thing. So when people we know that there is always a negotiation process when you get ready to jump into these things or make buys or whatever. So what are some of the common mistakes that you would say buyers make that can put them at a disadvantage during this time, and how can they avoid the pitfalls?
You know what? Common mistakes, I would start with lack of knowledge. And I can speak to, I just walked a couple of properties today. And I think getting your emotions into the property is the biggest mistake. Like, I fall in love with the numbers and not the property. So you have to understand whether you are a first-time home buyer, then I can understand the emotions. But coming from an investor, then there's no emotions. It's all about the numbers. So this particular property, that I walked today. It was a 6 unit, and the broker called me and said, "Well, what did you think about it?" And I said, "Well, it's overpriced, and you have to know what the going rate is for that area." And he was trying to, kind of try to sell me on the fact of the rents being a lot higher. And that's not something that you want to get in. Your numbers have to work at the existing price, and they only get better in the future as you raise rents and you make improvements. So during the negotiation process, number one, you have to have a team. Me going through it, the first thing I check is to see whether that property has any city violations, because then that allows me to kind of come off with a reasonable offer and not go high and try to negotiate back down. I'm walking the property. This particular property had tap point issues. So I know my lender is going to want me to correct that. I know what the price is going to be. So I can able to negotiate that and say, this price is reflective on these repairs that we need to make, right? Mm-hmm. If you overpay for a property, then you never can recover. And that's when people are either going to walk away or they're going to take a L and they're going to hate real estate because you bought too high.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. A good point, because just with not understanding the numbers, just in any business, I try to encourage my clients, like, I don't care if you're in IT, real estate, you're doing fingerprints, no matter whatever it is you're doing, you need to know your numbers. What factors do you have to consider before you start, first of all, setting your prices, making investments and things like that? And so just with what you pointed out on, just looking at what it's going to cost to fix up this unit versus the price point. So yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so we're ready for the next question. What questions should buyers ask potential realtors during the interview process to determine if they are a good fit for their needs? I think we lost you on the sound. We lost you on the sound.
Mm-hmm. He's on his end.
We'll give you a minute to come in.
Yes.
We so hear you through.
What we can do is, while he fixes his sound, say something, James. We can't hear you. We'll give you a second to do that, and we'll share this announcement while you play around with your sound. Okay. So it's this one. Yep. All right. So guys, listen. Okay.
She's so excited.
Breathe. So My Business Monday is working on a Patreon community, one that you guys can literally go into, have access to different courses, templates, contracts. You have access to different experts in different industries. You have every business solution that you pretty much need that within this community, which is what we're establishing. And phase one is we're launching a few courses just to kickstart the resources and what we're going to be referring to as our business solutions. So here's a little video just giving you guys what to expect in regards to so it's Game Changer University. Is the name of it. You can go on to mindyourbusinessmondaylive.com. So that's MYBM to just see what courses are coming, what's going to be our kickoff courses. But yeah, while James, I'm going to give him a few seconds and we'll look at this short video.
Exposing the secret to entrepreneurial success. What's something people don't know about transforming their future? It's easier than you think with Game Changer University. We are here to provide you with the essential skills and knowledge to excel in your business and personal growth. Picture this: you at the top of your game, leading with confidence and innovation. Our business solutions are tailored for entrepreneurs, leaders, and professionals just like you. Imagine having a toolkit packed with strategies and insights to revolutionize your career. Exciting news! Our courses will become available in mid-August. Mark your calendars, because this is your moment to leap forward. Want to stay ahead of the curve? Visit our Buzz Circuit page at mybmbuzznews.com and subscribe to our community. Be the first to know about all updates and exclusive offers. Don't miss out on this opportunity to transform your future with Game Changer University. Ready to change the game? Let's make it happen together.
All right, yeah, I'm really proud of the Game Changer University. When I tell you this on, we didn't know it was just going to evolve into something bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more. And so we're here, and I'm excited. I'm learning with y'all. And so we're going to do our best to make sure that we have what's happening.
I don't know. Just it's
Can
just
y'all hear us?
I think they hear us.
Okay. We just want to do everything that we can to equip our community, all the game changers, with everything that y'all need to mind your business. Okay. 2025, we on a whole nother level. Everything has to level up. Everything has to be on a whole nother trajectory. It's no excuse for us to not have all the things that we need, especially with where the economy is right now. This is the time for you to be strategic and intentional. And there's so much stuff out here. Everybody got a course. Everybody's selling something. Everybody knows something. And then once you get in there, you leave barely having anything to implement, because now they want to upsell you and upcharge you for more and more and more. So because I've experienced that, that's the foundation of Mind Your Business Monday and our Patreon group, that I don't care if it's just one template, you are able to take this template and implement. And we explain to you how that works, even down from all of our guests that's on the show. When we log off, you should be able to go to any websites that they recommended. You should be able to implement whatever they told you. And if this is something that you're trying to accomplish, it should be a really good actionable for you. So anyway, I'm excited. We still formulating everything, putting all our ideas and stuff together. But Game Changer University is on its way.
All right. Excited. Okay, Sir James, are you ready? I think I heard you.
Yes, we
You
can
can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
All right. So the question is, what questions should buyers ask potential realtors during the interview process to determine if they are a good fit for their needs? I think that's a great question too.
You know, I like to, number one, know whether it's a first-time home buyer realtor or a realtor that works with investors or a realtor that only deals with commercial properties.
Mm-hmm.
Because your cousin is not a realtor for all three. Like, what is your specialty? You know, and who do you typically work with? Because commercial realtors know commercial lenders and commercial inspectors. First-time home buyer realtors should know about the first-time home buyer grants and know what it takes to qualify the person, and have to be their eyes for their home buyer, because they have baby eyes, meaning that they don't know what looks good. You know, they see the house, they see the paint, they see the colors. But for us, experience, we're looking at what is the foundation, what is the windows, what is the furnace, what is the life of the roof, right? What is the electrical? Is it really zoned right to have one furnace? Does it need two furnaces? What is the AC condition? Is it blowing hard? Because at this point, an inspector checks minor things. They're not going to check a lot of things, right? So for me, I'm an investor. I get to the point sometime where I may not even use my realtor. I may go with the listing realtor because I need an edge on everyone else, right? So I need a full-time realtor. Like, I don't need a realtor to be like, oh, I got to go pick up my kids. Like, that's personal information that I don't really need to know and shouldn't know. Like, you my realtor. Like, we just need to talk about business, right? Because I can't miss a deal because you have to put your baby to sleep. That's just me. It just can't happen, right? It may be cold, but as an investor, that's how I am. I'm cold. I got to get my numbers in. So it's really no sympathy, right? Just like, hey, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to close because my kid got a baseball game. Like I'm going out of town. I said, hey, I need to wire the money, right? Because she don't really need to know that I'm going out of town. She just needs to know, are you paying the earnest money, right?
Right.
It's business. It's not
That's
the
what
personal, it's just business.
That's what I was saying. Because I mean, and I totally understand the concept of when you say it. I know it's cold, and that's what a lot of people think. They think about it in that aspect. Well, that's being cold. The Bible calls it shrewd, a shrewd businessman, and we're encouraged to be that, because if you're going to invest, if I'm going to invest my money in something, the first thing I'm investing in is you as the realtor. So if I invest in you, then I should feel like when I'm with you that I have you undivided, because like you said, a lot of times, and I remember working for a solar company, and a lot of times people would buy these houses, and when they bought the houses or whatever, they built these houses, they didn't have the proper heating and cooling units in those places. And it's like, well, you come back and I say, they expect this one unit to cool this entire place. And then not to mention those homes that have the high, a lot of people like those high ceilings, but they don't. If I don't know as a first time buyer, I expect you as my realtor to be able to say, hey, because of how this place is built, because of how tall the ceilings are, it takes this much AC or this much power, this how much it's going to take to get through there. So you just that's real big, because we saw a lot of people on the other side of that where they made the purchases and then they found out later, like, nobody told you this.
Right. No, absolutely. So, and to add to that, it has to be someone that you can vibe with. And do you like them? Are they knowledgeable? It would be hard for me to work with a realtor that probably isn't an investor, right? Because you sending me deals, and I'm like, these numbers don't work. So why are you sending me this? Or you know what I'm looking for? Like, why are you sending me this? Like, don't just scrape the internet and just send me a whole bunch of listings and pick and choose.
Right.
Like, send me something that's good, that works within, my portfolio. Like, me, hey, I don't do frame, I do brick. Hey, I do multifamily 6 and larger. Like, I don't want any 2 units. Like, I don't want that. And the numbers have to work, right? But I try to coach people to say, like, your realtor is not going to know everything. Your inspector is going to miss some things. You have to be that expert because you're the one that's writing the check at the end of the day.
Right. Totally agree with
this question and this conversation is so, I think, relevant that a lot of people don't know what questions to ask, James. I'm thinking about putting together a checklist, a beginner's checklist, and I can send it to you, and you can just kind of help me make sure that we're hitting all the points. But put together a checklist and make it a free downloadable for our viewers as they are shopping for a realtor. Just some questions to ask, because you don't even know what you don't know, so you don't know what questions to ask.
Right.
And so we want to make sure that you guys are prepared, because y'all finna get your taxes. Folks trying to level up, and a lot of the people are working on their credit to buy a house. And what we don't want you to do is end up getting caught up in a dumb situation with a goofy realtor.
Right.
And it was just because you didn't know what to ask, and you found out the hard way. So I'm going to work on that for you all.
Really liking that, because like you just said, James,
I'm making a note so I don't forget.
It's like you just said, you as the buyer, the one that's writing the check, basically have the greater responsibility,
right,
to do your homework and to know, and there are a lot of people be like, well, I'm paying you to know. Well, you want to be stuck with something in the end,
right.
You better do your due diligence to know something.
Right. Exactly.
So I totally agree with that. Know something so you can have and somewhat of an educated conversation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to be specific because there's too many resources out there on what a checklist on buying a house. I haven't seen one on what questions to ask while I'm trying to select a realtor. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna work on specifically for you guys.
That's awesome. That'd be great.
Yep.
Good deal. So we're at the point now, guys, where we're going to take a moment to hear from our sponsor, and then we shall be right back.
Hi, my name is Arletha and I am the CEO and president of On Point Alliance, where we help our clients maintain the integrity of their identity through fingerprinting and background screening services. We offer a diversified scope of services covering everything from personal review, pre and post employment. So, regardless if you need a background screening for a power of attorney, a certification or licensing in another state, or if you're a business owner looking to screen new applicants or monitor the criminal record of your current employees, we've got you covered. We have established our reputation by earning our clients' trust through delivering accuracy and efficiency. We would love to be your preferred fingerprinting provider. To learn more about how our services can be your solution.
All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. So we got a good conversation going. We thanking everybody for watching. We thank you for as we've asked to like, to subscribe, to share.
Yeah.
We definitely want to encourage you guys to go over to our YouTube channel, Mind Your Business Monday, on YouTube and subscribe. I think we're doing pretty good on Facebook. I think we're over like
Yeah.
300.
Yeah. We're grown. We're
We are
growing.
growing. And we're growing because of you. Okay, we're growing because of you, because you are sharing and you're liking it.
Engaging. Our engagement has been up
Yes.
dramatically.
Also know that you can feel free, even if you're not watching this live, you watch it later, go ahead and put those questions in there. You have questions or whatever, you can go ahead and still put in there. We see it. We'll make sure if we don't have the answer, listen, we got Sir James.
And
We can get the
also,
answer.
from James's website, y'all go and follow him on his social media platforms as well. All right. So, and yeah, let's just help each other grow and support one another.
That's what it's all about.
All right.
All right, we're gonna move into the second half of the show with the third question. You want to read that one?
You can. You got it.
You said you can. You got it. How can buyers effectively negotiate the best price and terms for a property, and what strategies can help them gain an advantage during the negotiation process? Here it is.
All right. That's a two-part,
Mhm.
because the first thing, your realtor, so we always ask the realtor, we say like, what are the comps? And that means like, what were the previous sales in that area so that I don't overpay for this property? If it's an investment property, we would say how many bedrooms or how many units or what is the gross rent. As I just asked someone who's looking at a 4 unit today, and he sent me pictures, and I just want to know what's the gross rent and how many bedrooms, right? And then that lets me know whether we have a good price, because what we can charge and what we can recoup.
Mhm.
Then the strategies, you have to know a little something about repairs and construction. So if I look at a property and I know it needs tuck pointing,
Okay.
I can guesstimate like what it's going to cost, but I'm having my contractor go over there and give me a true number. But I'm just going to throw a ballpark figure out there and just say, tuck pointing, it's probably going to be about 10 to 15,000, right?
Okay.
If it has some violations on the property, then I know I have to look at the property and say, do I need to have a permit? Do I need to clear those violations? And what would it cost for me to do that? The next thing would be I'm going to negotiate based off of what I can just kind of pull out of that seller. Meaning, like I may try to get, closing cost assistance or a repair credit or whatever it may be. Those are things that I'm going to be looking for.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Now, this leads me to this question. So, what? How do you find the right team as a realtor? How do you find the right team to do these different things? We know that there's tuck pointing need to be done. There's plumbing need
Oh,
to
that's a
be
good
done.
question.
How does a person make that selection without having people or find themselves paying for people doing stuff that's doing a half tail job, if I may say?
Referrals. And also, if I'm driving a neighborhood and I see someone working and the work looks good, I stop and ask them for their business card, right?
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Or you go into like, you have like your realtor groups, what we call REIA meetings, and other landlords or other home buyers are going to be there, and you may ask them who have they used as a carpenter or a painter, and you want to build like this Rolodex of, hey, who's a good attorney? Who's a good inspector? I know I'm gonna need a plumber. I know I'm gonna need an HVAC person. I know I'm gonna need a roofer. I know I'm gonna need a tuck pointer. And as you begin to have these numbers and contacts, you need to have multiple, because you may call the first person and they may be busy,
Right.
right? Or people are going out of business, or they may be too high, because we typically try to get 3 quotes. So you need to have 3 people, and you may have some licensed people and some unlicensed people. And as you begin to think of it that way, I have probably 30 to 50 people in my phone of resources. And even still, I may ask someone in my group and say, hey, what was the last person who did a roof? Who did you use? And what was the cost, per square foot? Just to kind of compare. So you have to get out there. You have to network. At Home Depot, you're going to see contractors there. You're going to see trucks there. You may ask them, do they have a website? What are they working on? You may drive by. So the process starts now. Even if you're going to buy next year, you start building your team today, right? You are an investor. If you're investing in the classes and gaining knowledge, then yeah, hey, I'm an investor and I plan on buying a property next year. That's how I think about building my team, and I'm always building my team.
This is what you said today. What did you say? I heard Arletha's always saying stuff out loud throughout the house. And she said, "This week is going to be a week of options for me."
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
She didn't know I was listening. I'm always listening to her. Sometimes she'd be like, "Yo, this is what I'm talking about." I'll be listening. I hear you,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm hearing when you say it. Basically, have options.
Yeah, yep. Have options, and if you have a contractor, hey, you're not the only licensed contractor that I know. I vetted you, so you all do the same work. You both are licensed. There may be a little difference in price, or you may be right on. Now it comes down to who is available, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more if you can get done sooner.
Right.
You know,
That part.
You say something, and it makes me think about my business coach. And so it's gonna soon be my other business coach, because I'm gonna have him.
But this one
This
she's
is a
talking
whole
about.
thing that's been
Miss
established here.
Kadena Tate.
She's very decisive. She's very proactive, and she's not emotional. And a person, it's just like now in 2024, everything is so emotional driven. Everything is reactionary. Everything is not what's before you. It's what was the reaction to the thing. There's no accountability to it. And people like us, it's been referred to as type A personalities, or because that's me normally.
yeah.
And you mean, or you this, or you that, and people uncomfortable around us because we are direct, or are the one that's going to say what everybody thinking or not saying, right? And so when you're talking about this, just investments, I'm loving how you're provoking me to be curious now, versus a purchaser and an investor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never really thought about splitting the two, because you would think if I'm buying something, I'm investing in it. No.
Yeah.
Even down to the real estate agent, do they just sell houses, or are they an investor and you having a portfolio? See, all of those things matter. And see, I'm the one normally, even if it's a thought, I start doing research on it.
Right.
Because I want to know how much money do I need. I don't want to wait till I'm ready to do it. Now I got to try to find out all the things and all this. Nope. I want to know how much it costs. I want to know what my options are. How many options is it? I start breaking it down now. So once we get there, all we got to do is keep moving, not trying to shuffle our feet and figure things out. So that everything that you say, just your process, how you approach things, your mindset, that's what separates you from the average person.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And so I'm loving the idea of especially as a Black woman, is now the whole thing of masculine energy, is that and the third. And if you sure and you direct, you masculine. No, listen, call it what you want.
Call it what you will.
Listen, I'm not an emotional woman. I don't make emotional decisions.
Right.
But you can tend to get caught up in things that's unfamiliar, and then focusing on the wrong thing because you don't even know what you should be directing your attention to.
Right.
So I'm loving that this is nipping that in the bud before we even get started.
Yeah. It comes with experience, and that's the thing. Confidence brings confidence. And this is why, like, when I've been in it so many times that I just don't get nervous anymore. I don't get the butterflies, and I don't second guess myself, and I can bring it back to the numbers. And will it work? All right.
I have a question. So you mentioned, just because a person put a bid on a house, on a property, that they may not get it. They can get outbid it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Like what? Just give some insight as far as, let's do a hypothetical situation. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'm connected with your program, your services, and we are we saw some properties and we put a bid on something. What are some things that you could prepare me just mentally to set a proper expectation? What's normal? Just how would you prep me to be prepared for how we need to move?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna speak to one person who just went through the program because he's probably watching, because he just texted me before the show. Well, he actually called me. He's looking at a property, and he went through the first quarter. Now he's looked at a lot of properties. He's walked some properties with me, for myself and for him. And I was excited because he got under contract for one 4-unit that was in Auburn Gresham. And he paid the realtor, he paid the inspector, and they were negotiating. And the report came back, and it came back bad. And we knew that he paid too much for it because we just wanted to go up and then come back down because we knew it wasn't going to appraise out. But when we had the contractors look at it, it was going to probably cost about $20-some thousand of work, and the sellers didn't want to negotiate down. So although he had paid his inspector and the attorney and put up his earnest money, well, he had to cancel that deal, and he recouped his earnest money, right? Then the next property, probably about a month later, he got this under contract, and it got accepted. They countered his offer, and I was just like, all right, his realtor was asking for something like, it was 3% closing costs, and they countered at 2%. She was going to go back. 1% means nothing to me. 1%, the property was probably like, let's say 500,000. That 1% is 5,000. And you spread that over 30 years, it's probably about $9 a month. I don't really care about 1%, right? But the mindset is telling you $5,000 is a lot of money. And I'm saying, hey, over 360 payments, $5,000 is not a lot of money, right? Well, they took somebody else's offer. So he lost out on that property. So tonight he sends me that. I said, you put this offer in tonight. I don't care by any means necessary. No excuses. Get this offer in. And he's like, oh, I already know. because he's experienced it. And it still doesn't mean it's going to get accepted. It still doesn't mean that the inspection is going to go right. It still doesn't mean it's going to appraise out, right?
Right.
So this is somebody who 800 credit score, got the down payment, working construction, putting the offers out there, and he's looking daily. And he's running to pass me. Just put the offer in, right? So I try to get you to understand, like, just because you see it and like it don't mean it's going to be yours. Just
Right.
because you qualified and got the money down doesn't mean it's going to work out, right? So I asked him, I said, what are the gross rents? He's like, low. What is low? Like, what are the gross rents? I really want to know what are the rents, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it don't make sense, right? We go back to if we trying to cash flow like 350 per door. All right, so at the end of paying all your bills, you should have $1,400 in your pocket. Do those numbers work like that? Because if they don't, it's a bad deal for me.
Right.
Right. Now, if he's going to live in one unit and it's owner occupied, then hey, it is your sole home and it's an investment property, so it's not going to work to those same numbers because you're going to get a free apartment
Right.
and maybe 2 or 3 units. So if you get a free apartment, hey, then that works. You know, so that's why it comes in. It's like, what is the purpose of the property? Right. And can your realtor explain that to you? Because I'm explaining it a little differently. For me, it's just numbers. Right. So when I say I'm cold and I'm curt, like, you don't really have to call me about that. You send me the picture of the property, I see the price, tell me what the gross rents are. Other than that, we have nothing to talk about.
So let me now this you saying gross rents?
Yeah.
Are you talking about per unit?
So yeah, per unit, like for monthly. So if it's a 4 unit, he hasn't told me how many bedrooms. He did tell me the price range. I think he said 900 to 1150. You know, so let's just say every unit is $1,000. That's $4,000 a month. All right, what are your mortgage, taxes, and insurance payments going to be? Like, does it need any repairs? Right? What are the utilities going to be? Like, if you got to pay for the gas, what does that look like? You got to pay for water, you got to pay for electricity. What does that look like? Because I don't want you to buy something and then it's a money pit. And then you're like, oh, I hate real estate. Why did I get in here? I'm losing money. I'm bleeding. Well, you bought wrong, right? You bought the wrong property. You know, so don't fall in love with the property. Don't tell me, oh, it has a wrought iron fence and it's across the street from the park. Like, tell me what the numbers are. Like, if you don't plan on living there, don't tell me about any of that stuff.
Right.
You know?
I'm liking that.
I am too.
And what it is like to the question that you asked, like, how do you prepare a person going in it? And then you're saying it all the time. It's like, okay, you're looking to invest. You have the money, you have the credit score. Now you put the bids out. And you basically, eventually something's gonna catch.
Right.
But you're prepared for it not to catch the first time or the second time or the third time, but you're in position to do it.
Right.
So you gotta be patient. It's like a what they call it, the long game.
And he
it's a long game, but think of it, it's like fishing, right? Now, you can keep throwing your reel out there, and you may have the bait on there, and your bait may fall off sometime, and you may catch something that may be too small. You may have to throw it back. That's real estate. We throw a lot of properties back.
Now, when he went after, you said the earnest money, did he lose it or he got that back?
He got it back. So an offer is contingent upon, you first seeing all of the units, attorney review, and inspection. So he got to the inspection, but we found a lot of issues with the property, and it's going to cost him more money. So I said, hey, if you're spending $550 for a property that we know is at the top, it should be perfect. You shouldn't have to do anything. So now we're going to back down. We're going to lower our offer to what we feel like it. Because if we have to put $20,000 in it to make it perfect, then our offer now is $530. Because $550 is a perfect offer, right? Perfect property, perfect offer, right? And if it's not, then we just walk away and we'll find the next one. So hopefully he gets this one, because this one is $125,000 less than that one was.
Okay.
This whole thing, it just make me a person listen, y'all, we're gonna stick a pin in it. Deal with your little triggers, that spirit of rejection and everybody that hurt your feelings, that got you all over the place emotionally, and you say you want to level up, you just start fixing some things and you have not addressed your triggers. And then once you arrive to that great opportunity, you can't stay there, or you unravel when things don't start going the way you think they should go, or in the timing that you think they should, because you just tried to move past and not address those emotional trigger points. And everybody hurt your feelings, everything vex you, everything is a thing. Deal with this stuff. Listen, mental health and self-awareness is so important.
Right.
Everything is not the devil for our brothers and sisters in the Lord. Quit rebuking the devil on everything, and know sometimes you not ready for it,
Exactly.
and that thing will just be halted. You can't do anything. Nothing seems to work, and it's not even that you did something wrong. It's because you are not addressing your emotions. And it just make me go back to your childhood, just how you express your family dynamic that contributed to the person that we're talking to today. And the same thing towards your children, and the things that you are instilling in them. You just made a post. If I don't, now your uncle told you about 35. Now, if you just said, if I don't do this for my kids in half of that time, I failed them.
Oh yeah,
That
definitely.
that just spoke volumes, and just to your character, just to your upbringing. And I always say, listen, quit comparing yourself to other people, because our starting points were not the same.
Exactly.
Right.
I
Right.
grew up, my daddy, an entrepreneurial spirit, all my siblings, even the ones that got different mamas, everybody is like they're an entrepreneur. However, my daddy was a hustler, not an investor. My daddy gonna make some money, gonna make something happen, ain't whining and crying about nothing. He wasn't no punk. All of us got that.
Mhm.
I just listen to just the grooming that you express, and the advantage your children are going to have over somebody else who made, some of the same dynamics, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the same starting point, which is why we cannot compare ourselves. You went to real estate, but you're not doing as well as the next person. So you feel like you failed, or you feel like you should be somewhere because of where they are. You know what I'm saying? So look, let us mind our business, deal with our mental stability, our emotions, get with some business coaches, get with some mentors that's going to give you the real deal, tell you what it is, have a proven system that works, and mind your business. Okay,
Mind your
basically that's what
business.
this is about. I told y'all, we all this year have been preparing for next year, because I'll be doggone, there's some things we experienced this year I will never
Mm-mm.
experience
It's not
again.
an option, and that's what it's supposed to be, because you're supposed to be building.
Yes.
What I'm hearing, what I hear when I hear you talk, James, I hear, because we are people of faith,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's what I'm hearing. It's like you made a comment earlier, a statement earlier, that you said, I'm not even nervous anymore. That sounds to me like faith exercised.
Mhm.
The Bible said that God has given to every man the measure of faith. But it's up to us to exercise that faith. And what happens is that when you know the outcome, when you already know how it goes, there's no need to be alarmed, is what I'm
But
hearing.
but you just said something. Y'all, I recently was taught there's a difference from believing something and knowing something. When
This
you
is
know
true.
it's 10 toes down. Boom. You can
Right.
believe something, but it's still a chance that it can't work or won't work. And then you got to be prepared for whatever the outcome is.
Mhm.
Versus, I know that. So, for example, Travis know me, I know him. It's certain things. I don't care who said what happened. It's certain things I don't do.
Mm-mm,
I don't even make a mistake and do.
mm-mm,
I just don't. I ain't wired that way. Vice versa.
mm-hmm,
Then it's some things, yeah, I can believe he did that. But now
mm.
my question is this: if he did that,
If he
because I
did.
can't say that
Right.
he didn't do, right? There is a difference. So you getting to the point where you believe in yourself, you're okay with making life decisions. Yeah, you messed up. I think I had just told Travis that a little bit before we got went live today. People are afraid to make decisions because of the bad decisions that they made. So they still holding themselves hostage to those mistakes, and they so bad don't want to mess up again. But you moving in fear. Do y'all know overthinking is fear?
It is.
Yeah.
Overthinking, that ain't you, and then you go blame and then you disguise it as, I'm just gonna wait on the Lord to tell me what to do.
Mm-mm.
And it's either the Lord ain't told you yet, or the devil did something. You not holding you accountable for
For
living in the
anything.
green and making a decision and being in tune with him enough to go, stop, move, live a yielded life.
You know what? Even the Bible even tells us to study to
Mhm.
show yourself approved. That's what this is what James is talking about tonight. When you get ready to do these things, put the time in, put the work in. From picking the realtor to learning the process of how things go to it may not happen the first time,
Right.
it may not happen the second time, but the process works.
Right.
And if you know the process works, even if you have to walk away from
Right.
something, and see that's the thing about it. It's like you said, I don't want to hear what you didn't fell in love with this. Probably not studying about you falling in love with this
Right.
building. We talking
Right.
investments. We talking
Right.
long term. We're talking about why are we doing this?
Mhm.
You're doing this for the investment. You're doing this to leave a legacy, a lasting legacy
Uh-huh.
for your children. So
Mhm.
we're not talking about falling in love with somebody with a piece of property. This
Right.
property is an investment. And see, you the type of coach that folk need
Yep.
because that shrewdness, that directness, and say, hey, wait a minute. To be honest, I'm for you because you hire me, you're paying me to do a job. It's like a coach. I'm your coach. I ain't your friend.
Right.
Mhm.
My
Right.
thing is to see what you done, and if you ain't doing this, even if you win, I'm going.
Find
I
something
might
else.
not.
Yep.
I may not compliment you. I may say,
Mhm.
"All right, you won," but this what you could have did better.
Right.
Mhm.
Then, like you
Right.
told
Right.
her, don't send me nothing like that. You already know what to do, and
Right.
Mhm.
that's what people gonna need. I'm loving
Yeah.
this.
So Israel said, why do I always tune in at the perfect time? Dad always says, don't allow the things you think change the things you know. And I always say, don't allow what you feel to
To
override what
override.
you know. So
Mhm.
when I start feeling hemmed up or start feeling anxious or start want to start questioning or feeling deflated, I'm doing all this stuff and it just because I'm never a person that feels defeated. And the Lord told me to quit saying, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. When I looked up the definition of overwhelmed, it means you feel hopeless and feel like giving up. I don't never feel like giving up. My
Mhm.
brothers make jokes, boy. You gotta knock her out because if you hit her and you don't put her out, she's not gonna stop coming. I
Right.
don't stop. I don't stop, right? So don't allow what you feel to override everything that you know about this situation, that you know
Right.
about this person, that you know about this plan. You know what the Lord said, but it don't feel like what it's supposed to feel like.
Right.
Stay focused, y'all. That's what
Mm-mm.
James is talking about, and he's teaching his we'll call it mentees,
Mhm.
that's getting into investing versus just out here just trying to because flip houses. Oh, we see the next person do it. My cousin and my brother do
Yeah.
it. So I got my hands on $20,000. I'm gonna go flip me a house.
Right.
It's
Mm-mm.
about knowing it's about knowing where and how to appropriate things.
Yes.
And
Right.
I know we're getting to the end of the show, but James, I just hear what it is that you're saying. I had just heard earlier today. A lot of times we focus on the compassion of Jesus and the love of Jesus, and we know it is what it is. Jesus is love, he is compassion. But when Jesus was with his disciples, he had a job to do. And Jesus would say a lot of times to them, how long must I suffer with you? Now, if you want to know what that means in modern terms, how
Mhm.
long do I have to keep telling y'all jokers before y'all get it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna always physically be here. So I need you to get this. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. What people will get, what they get when they deal with you
Yeah.
is, hey,
Yeah.
be in this to get it. Because what if I don't answer the phone?
Yeah.
You know me. What have I taught you to help you be able to say, okay, when I'm in this situation, I know he did. If he told me this in this situation, let me go ahead and apply this to this situation. Am I in the room, James? Am I in the room, sir?
I thought you was going to connect it with the Bible verse when you teach a man how to fish, versus giving a man a fish. So you give a man a fish he eats for a day. You teach him how to fish he eat for a lifetime.
Come on now. That is just, that's what it is. And some people, that's why you got to be cut for it. And if you're not cut for it, it's best to find out in the beginning that maybe this is not the field for you.
And I think people focus so much on Jesus being the lamb. He was a lion too.
He is.
You see what I'm saying? He is. You see what I'm saying? So it can't be all this cushy baby type situation, y'all. We got to mind our business, and mind our business ain't just putting your head down and tucking tail and running. No, setting boundaries, dealing with your emotions. I'm gonna say it again. Address those triggers.
Wow.
Because for real, some of this stuff shouldn't even bother us. But because it's a trigger, we stay on edge and unravel. We get distracted. We got to go shut down and all this. That's just too much. And I know one thing for this household, we ain't taking it all this stuff into 2025. So everything this year has been about stabilizing.
Yep.
If it don't stabilize us, we're not even allowed to pray about it. That's what the Lord told us at the beginning of the year. Does this stabilize you? Yes or no? If it's no, don't even come to me with it. Just like you. Look, what's the number? Don't tell me about the yard and don't tell me nothing.
Because I got a job to do.
Yes.
Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing else. Tell me what the numbers are. Because on the flip side of this, if we had to for another session, when you get off into this, I'm hearing as well, you got to be able to know who to work with on the other end as a realtor. If you talking about getting into this, who do you come into, who you gonna put in your place, who you gonna move into your building? And if you gullible on this end, you're gonna be gullible on who you allow to move into your place. Because that was one of the other questions I wanted to ask, but we didn't kind of run out of time as far as with the Section 8. Because years ago that was the thing. Everybody wanted to do the thing, but do you mind answering that question? Is there a downside to that?
There absolutely is not a downside to Section 8. Like, I get excited because I love Section 8. Let me tell you. Let me break it down to why I love Section 8. And during COVID, Section 8 continued to pay every first of the month.
Oh my!
And depending on when that weekend falls, sometimes they pay on the 27th and the 28th of the month. Okay. Me personally, it's all about passive income for me.
Okay.
So Section 8 is going to come out annually and going to inspect my unit for me, right? So I don't have to inspect my unit. And not only are they going to inspect the unit, they're going to inspect the exterior of my property. So they're going to tell me if my concrete is broke, if a window is broke. They're going to tell me if it's a faucet leaking. Or I like that because now you work for me, but you're still paying me. And you're going to pay me a lot more than what a market person will pay me, right? So I love it for that because I'm not a slumlord. So I want to know. Like, I had my maintenance guy text me that somebody has a desk in the hallway, right? So I text him like, hey, is this yours? Because we're about to trash it if you want it. Okay. And if I trash it, best believe I'm going to charge you for it. So no response means I trashed it and I'm going to charge you for it.
Look at that face.
I know right. It's a fire hazard, right? And it's an eyesore for me.
Right.
So I love Section 8 all day. Now I balance it between market people and Section 8, but send me Section 8.
I know that's right.
All right. Well, before we log off, James, we got to tell them about your offers. So for all of our guests, James actually has a ebook for you guys as a how to purchase your first investment property. Tell them a little bit about that. Y'all scan the barcode to get your free downloadable.
Yeah, so this is a book, when I thought about when I purchased my first investment property, and that was in 2002. And I always say purchase the right investment property because 22 years, I still have that property, and that property cash flowed in 2002 and it cash flows now in 2024, right? It's going to kind of explain the process and some of the things that you should be thinking about because, as I said, an investment property is something different than your home where you're going to live. Now, I did live in that one eventually, and we call that house hacking. So I built me out a basement unit. So when we talk about investment property, can I expand? I added coin laundry. Can I expand on that? It has a 3-car garage. Can I rent that out? Can I offer Wi-Fi? These are ways where you can kind of increase the number, and now it makes the building more profitable, right? So that is that book, because I believe everyone should know like what they're looking for in an investment property. Completely different from your first time home it's a single family home.
All right. And then he also has 2 books. Tell us about your books.
So I don't know if it's left or right, the Trip to the Building book, that was the book when my boys was probably 3. And, as we say, the blueprint, what is the blueprint? And I'm going to document it because as Travis said, like, hey, I'm not going to be here. Like, I'm not going to live forever. As healthy as I am, trust me, I'm not going to be here. Like, my dad died at 51. So let me document this process on what it looks like to buy your building, was to own your building, to make repairs on your building, and to build generational wealth. And how do you do that? It starts with a budget. So that's my daughter there. This is your activity book and how I learned math. I learned math by counting rows of coins, right? So 50 cents and a roll of pennies, $2 in nickels, $5 in dimes, $10 in quarters. And that's how I got so good at math, right? And then I wanted to make it fun because people don't like to talk about money, probably because you don't have money or you bad with money. That's the truth. Like everyone loves money. So if everyone loves money, why don't we like to talk about money? Because you're not good managing your money. So if we start at a young age, then maybe when you become an adult, then man, you'll be an expert with your money, right?
So for anyone who wants to get their hands on his books, he's offering 50% off. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So it's 50% off of the book. So go ahead and get both of the copies. Download your free downloadable on how to purchase your first investment property. And we're going to work together to get a questionnaire or a checklist on things to ask when you're searching for a realtor. Okay.
Right.
And then James' website was up. Put up one more time, Travis. Connect with him there. Follow him on all of his social media platforms. James, we thank you so much for rocking with us this entire month. The only reason why he got to go out, he got something to take care of next week. So y'all, you're gonna be stuck with me and Travis next week.
Yeah,
you stuck with us.
It's good to be stuck with me.
So and go look at those previous episodes because he was dropping knowledge, programs that you can get into and couple it with this ebook, all the things. So go back and look at those.
We thank you. Here's the time. What do you have to offer?
Yeah.
Okay. What can you share with the community? The knowledge that you have in the field that you have, the level of expertise that you have. We are inviting you to be our guest on Mind Your Business Monday. All you have to do is scan the barcode, get yourself set up to have that first interaction or meet and greet, and we'll learn about what business that you have, learn about your expertise, and have you on as the next guest for Mind Your Business Monday. So, Sir James, thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
It has
Man,
been
thanks for having me. It's been 4 weeks. It's been
we
got a lot of material. Like,
we do, yes, sir. And
I got 4 audios. I probably got enough to do another book when the information get out.
Let's go. And you know you can use any of these clips.
Be careful with your clips.
Use any of this information.
Yeah.
One of our guests did a highlight. She's into digital PR. And I felt so special because she used a clip on her website from her being on the show. So
Yeah. I'll chop it up. I'll throw y'all in there, put you in a reel.
Don't do that.
Go ahead and do that.
I kind of like seeing myself on folks' stuff.
And it means so much, you know. We've been having some really amazing guests come on, and I mean just dropping lugs left and right. So anything that we can do to support, I'm gonna try not to get on your nerves. I won't message you every 9 days. I might give you 12 to check in, just see what direction we're going with this course. You did say November, so I'm gonna give you a break.
We're gonna we'll just do October because someone texted me again today about it. It's fun to do. Like I just really want the materials there. I just love to engage with people, and I like the results. That's my biggest thing is results. So I did see one of the comments of the person I was talking to. So he's on. So that's who I have to call to be like, okay, what is the deal with this?
Oh, okay.
and my superpower is putting stuff together. So we can't say that we didn't have the class because we got to put some materials together.
No, we don't have to worry about that.
Because I can help.
No, it's nothing. The presentation there, the knowledge is in the head.
Okay. All right. So I'm ready.
All
right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight.
We thank y'all for sharing and liking and doing all that stuff that you are doing to help make us who we are and help us be effective in what it is we do. As we always say, we want you to know that growth does not have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just about seeing opportunities where others don't. Success is a journey, not a destination. So keep moving, keep learning, keep improving. And until next time, remember to mind your business. We'll see you all next week.
Tell somebody, mind your business. Look at somebody and say, mind your business.